Hello, YouTubers. Hello, subscribers. Kisses to all of you. I hope that you're having a wonderful evening. I am. I miss you guys so much. It feels like it's been forever since we've gotten to chit-chat and hang out. But here I am, and I'm so glad to see you guys. I know I can't physically see you, but I feel you. Your comments lets me know that you care. So thank you for all the lovely comments and all the lovely, everything that you say. Continue to share, like, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button, because it might be something on my channel that may pique your interest. I want to thank Sam. Sam is the young lady that helps me on my lives every week. I appreciate her. She's always she cares so much, and I appreciate her a lot. And thank you guys for giving her a shout out too. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. I got a lot to say, so I'm really not going to have an intro. This is my intro because I'm going to do 3 videos, and I've never usually do 2 at the most, but I'm going to do 3. And I hope I don't take myself off into something else and then only get to 1. But I would like to thank Paula M. for allowing me to be a part of the Royal Mess. It is a mess, and I enjoy it so much. I enjoy everyone that's on there. Tina, the Royal T, NT Lawyer, Ron. He is so hilarious. He makes me laugh. I'll go back and watch it, and I can't stop laughing because of Ron. He makes the show. He is so adorable. But I would just like to thank those people, for allowing me to be a part of their family in their show, because, I feel like I kind of bogarted my way in there. But hopefully some of you give me a chance. Anyway, kisses. I did have the pleasure of speaking to Samantha Markle, and it was just really exciting because she's such a pleasant, intelligent, wonderful woman that you would love to get to know more about. But she has a sister that has treated her like crap, like she doesn't exist. It's real despicable, but the karma is laying at her doorstep. It is. People are calling her out, and those that don't condone it, like Gavin Newsom. I think that he put his foot in his mouth when he came out crying and whining and trying to defend Meghan, because that's what it sounded like. He was coming out to defend her. She called Gavin Newsom and said, "Can you do something? Can you help me?" Obviously. Because why would he be that invested in coming out to defend her if he didn't care? If she wasn't crying and whining, talking about, oopsie daisy, they're messing with me, Gavin Newsom. They said I'm delinquent on my Archie. Well, whatever it is, I don't care. Some of you think, some of you may say, you don't even have your facts straight, Tisha. It's not that I don't have my facts straight. It's just that I don't care. And so you may not get the full effect, but you're going to get the gist of it. And the gist is who we're really talking about. Let's get started. It's the Mimi Show. It's the Mimi Show. Come on, do it with me. It's the Mimi Show. It's the Mimi Show. It's the Mimi Show. It's the Mimi Show. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get started because I have a lot to say about this Mimi person, but it was a real honor and a pleasure to get to speak with Samantha Markle. And Paula M. did ask me, would I like to have her on my show? I said, of course. So if she ever graces my channel, I am going to be ecstatic, nervous, and all kinds of things. But if she decided to come over here and have a chat with us, I would like for us to, in combined, have any specific questions that we want to ask, but also be respectful of her as well. So, okay, give me a moment. Okay, here we go. This is Esther Cracker and another news lady on GBN News. Here we go.
Joining me now is writer and broadcaster Esther Cracker.
Hope you can hear.
Esther, we have spoken at length about Harry's visit to the UK. Turns out he wasn't quite as maligned by his family to the extent that he made out.
Yeah, so we know that when Prince Harry came to the UK, it was actually his team that briefed the press about the fact that he wasn't able to see the king. And in his sort of announcement, he alluded to the fact that the king's diary was too busy to make room for him and that he hopes to see him next time. Now, we know that it's not entirely true because reports have come out that the king actually did offer Harry the opportunity to stay at a royal residence.
Joining me now is writer and broadcaster Esther Cracker. Esther, we have spoken at length about Harry's visit to the UK. Turns out he wasn't quite as maligned by his family to the extent that he made out.
Yeah, so we know that when Prince Harry came to the UK, it was actually his team that briefed the press about the fact that he wasn't able to see the king. And in his sort of announcement, he alluded to the fact that the king's diary was too busy to make room for him and that he had...
Okay, so basically what they're saying is that Prince Harry said that his father's schedule was too busy for him to be able to meet with him on this last trip. Before he went to Nigeria, he went to London. And also Meghan went with him. But didn't go to London. She stayed at the suite, the royal suite. I know it's called something else, but I'm calling it the royal suite. And so, because I don't care. It's the details. So, she's at the hotel. Harry goes into London. She's waiting at the hotel, which disturbs me. Because, okay, why are you not with him? Why isn't the kids with you? And why are you not visiting your in-laws, the ones that gave you the name? Even though you may not care or like them, but respect them. No, instead, you cowered out at a hotel waiting for your prince. And as you were waiting on your prince, you was giving him directions on what to say to the media because he lied. And I don't know if Harry's been this big liar before you or after you. And that's one of the questions I would like to ask Samantha about the porcupines, the lies, the constant consistency of the liathon. The liathon. So Harry gets off the plane. He tells the media, oh, my father doesn't have time to see me. Come to find out through sources that the king was going to set him up in a place. And I'm going to let her explain that we're, a nice place to stay while he was in town so he could visit his father. His father could see him. It wasn't that the king didn't have time, which he shouldn't have. Why should he make time for Harry? Why would I make time for, if it was me, I would be like, no, I don't have time for these shenanigans. Like, here we go, explaining that Harry, really, his father wanted to see him or could have saw him or arranged a place for him to stay. But instead, he told the press that his father didn't have time. I know why he told the press all this stuff. You know why? Because Meghan told him to say it. Let me prove it to you. She wasn't going into London. She wasn't going to stay at that hotel by herself and wait for Harry the next day or whatever. She wasn't going with him. So they had to come up with some cockamamie story why Harry couldn't go and run back to the hotel to be with her. A, he didn't want her to be there by herself. Or B, he was always going to do it this way. My point is that he did go see his father because his Jezebel of a wife. If any one of us was married to Harry, the first thing we would want him to do is to touch down and make contact with his family, because family is so important. It is the most important. Without family, I mean, like what? You're alone. And whatever makes you have a family, let that be your family. But don't let anyone come in and destroy that for you. So Harry and Meghan go to London. She stays in the royal suite. And then he goes in and lie to us, the public, like they do, that, oh, the king didn't have time for the wayward son. Oh, okay, so the king didn't have time, but word on the street is that he did have time and he did make arrangements for you, but it probably wasn't good enough for your wife. Because she needs top tier security, because for some godforsaken reason, she thinks somebody's after her. That's not even it. It's the power. Meghan loves the power that she has. She's loving the power, and it's going to her head, and she's not thinking straight. Everything is not thought out in a cohesive type of plan. Because if you did, you would realize that you're messing it up big time. That you're not on the road to recovery. You're not on the road to redemption.
To see him next time. Now we know that it's not entirely true, because reports have come out that the king actually did offer Harry the opportunity to stay at a royal residence instead of staying at a hotel, which would of course come with security, not the automatic armed security that the prince has been hoping to get, but a certain degree of security. Now we know that Prince Harry has insisted on staying in hotels when he comes to the UK, because he believes he can move in and out anonymously, and that it allows for some better levels of protection. But it does beg the question as to why he chose to refuse staying at a royal residence. If he stayed at St. James's Palace, for example, he would have been right next to Harry's house, and he would have been able to see the king, and even if briefly. But the fact that he chose to stay at a hotel and then brief the press is kind of indicative that he's trying to make a point. And we know that he's still engaged in his battle with the High Court over, the Home Office, over his refusal, them refusing him access to automatic armed security. And that's the reason why he and his wife mainly and his children haven't come to the UK.
That is a bunch of BS. That is not why they have not came. Her kids and her have not come to the United Kingdom. Let me tell you why. Because Meghan is keeping those kids hostage from all family. Not just the royal family, but her black side, her white side, Harry's side, and Harry's other side. All of them. But the blackmail of it all. I don't get security, so I'm not coming. No, Meghan is not coming because she's not liked and not wanted in the country, and she knows that the UK has spit her out. But what she failed to realize is that the United States have spit her out too. And she was just voted one of the most hated women in the world. I saw it somewhere, word on the street. The most hated. Hated? I don't hate her. I don't. I'm with Samantha. You know, that's her sister. She cares about her. You know what I'm saying? I don't hate Meghan. I dislike everything about her. That's true. But she is the most, look it up. I would not want to be called that. I wouldn't want to call a loser, a hypocrite, a narcissist, a psychopath, a liar. I wouldn't want to be called any of those names. But someone is not listening, ding dong. No, it has nothing to do with security. He's not trying to make a point. I don't believe that, first of all, he'll go see his father, but William is not even in the vicinity. He is not playing around. He's not. He's protecting his family, and he should. From Jezebel. Because look at the extent she'll go to for publicity, a royal fake tour. For publicity, for people to notice her. Meghan Kelly has told her to get somewhere and sit down. Go do something else for a while, then come back. And then America and England and Australia and the rest of these countries will be able to accept you, because maybe you have taken some time to yourself to realize that there is some major stuff going on. No, it is not about security. It's about her cowering in the hotel, waiting on Harry to get back because of her demands. Harry, back, Harry. I don't want to be here by myself. I don't care if you want to see your father. Wouldn't a real woman be pushing her husband to see their family, especially since we haven't seen them in years? I'd be like, honey, you need to call. You need to say something. Say, no, you alive? No, not Meghan. She's not this friendship, wonderful family-oriented person that she tries to fake us out to believe. I'm coming home to my roots. That's what she told them Nigerian women. That liary. Show us proof. Where is it? I don't believe a word she is saying. And I heard through the grapevine that this story that she's telling, she got it from somebody else. This is somebody else's story that she didn't conjure it up. Oh, I'm 43% Nigerian. And? Oh, that makes you a queen? No, the queen has something to say to you. Went over there in her country looking naked. This is just stupid stuff.
Okay, a tool really. And we also know that when Harry has applied for armed security and given notice of him coming to the UK, it's been refused, mainly on the grounds that they don't think it's important enough, or that his presence in the UK would pose a high enough risk for him to merit that. So
Jibber.
He had to rely on private security like many other celebrities here in the UK, but we know that's a sticking point for him. So what I suspect is he was trying to make a point with his father.
I don't believe it.
By saying that actually I will stay at a hotel because
it's
not good enough for me. I think he's trying to make a point that...
No, his Jezebel was coming and he had to accommodate her. And so he had to skip seeing his family because she was in the way. I would have said, listen, honey, go over there, spend as much time as you need with your family. As a matter of fact, why don't you spend the night? I don't have to come. She wasn't going anyway. She's hiding out in a hotel, cowered down. That's that coward way out. I'll take from you, use you, manipulate you, spit you out, and then play with you. And then don't think nothing of it. I don't care. I was watching this documentary the other day. It was about her black relatives. It was 5 years ago. They were saying, oh, we wish you well, Meghan. We don't want to interfere with your life. We know you married a prince. She hasn't spoken to them in 5 years. If she even spoke to them then, because she didn't invite any of her mother's family. And I would be just so disappointed if I was one of Doria's family member. I would be like, you traitor, you. You let your daughter treat everyone like crapola, and you condoned it. She condoned it. She didn't have to. Look, a mother is powerful. A mother should be able to correct their children and fix it. Not this one. No, that wasn't very nice of you to say that about the royals, Meghan. They're not racist. I didn't get that when I was there. I sat in the front row. As a matter of fact, King Charles walked me down the aisle. After he did that, he walked you. So where's the racism coming from, daughter? Small little rant.
he believes that he should only be able to be in the UK in the way that he wants when he gets the kind of armed security that he wants. He also believes that the fact that there's a kind of royal the committee responsible for armed security for the royal family, he believes that actually, but I don't think he's understanding the amount of power that members of the royal family have. The Queen herself, the late Queen, said that she wanted Harry and Meghan to be entitled to automatic security, but unfortunately that's not even the decision up to the Queen. So I think Harry's anger is a bit misplaced. But it does show a different side of the coin, because we know that there was no briefing from the royal household. It was all from Prince Harry's team, and that again brings up the issue of trust, because he's clearly trying to put out a narrative and say that actually.
Here's the thing: no one trusts them. So when they do come out with their cockamamie stories and whatever they got to say, no one's believing it. Everything is fact checked. Everything is looked into. And if we can't prove it, then it's not real. Until we can prove it, it's not real. We don't know if Meghan had a surrogate or not. But I do know this much, that if she did have a surrogate, her kids cannot be in the line of succession. They can't. And that is something that would be hidden, is probably being quiet about. It's all going to come out in the end. Because this is what's happening. Even though Gavin Newsom is making a fool out of himself, everybody else is coming to realize that there is something wrong with Meghan. She walks in a room and thinks that everybody is looking at her. All eyes on me. No, you're not the most important person in the room. And you don't even supposed to walk in a room like that. Humble yourself. There's nothing humble about her. The way she dressed in Nigeria was a disgrace. It was. She had her boobs out, her arms out, her legs out. Everything was out. Everybody else was covered. I believe she was flirting with the men.
The king couldn't fit me into his busy schedule. But actually, the king is also undergoing cancer treatment. And if he did offer a royal residence, a proper royal residence, I'm assuming somewhere close to Karen's house, that is a sign that the king is trying to reach out. And for Harry to brief the press and say actually it was the king who couldn't make time,
Meghan,
instead of him saying he refused to stay at a royal residence, does paint a different picture. And it's probably going to show why relations with the royal family are not going to warm up anytime soon. It's Harry's way or the highway.
And the fallout from the not royal tour of Nigeria also continues. Commentators have been pretty scathing this week, haven't they?
Yeah, so the reaction has been quite mixed. So there have been people that did go to Nigeria to see out the royal tour, and they said, the people around the Sussexes were quite, happy with them, and they were quite excited. But the mood from the general public was, why is this happening? Why is the Nigerian military spending all this money? Nigeria is not a particularly very well developed country. There's a lot of
complaining.
Country, so they didn't really see the kind of point of this.
What's the point of them?
Representing the United Kingdom? They're just there on sort of a private tour for their charity. But it's been quite mixed.
For their charity. It was all about Meghan.
The question is, what next? They can't keep going back to Nigeria. There have been rumors that they have their sights set on Ghana, which is my home country. But again, they might get a different reception because Ghana doesn't send delegates for the Invictus Games. So the question is, what excuse would they use to do these kind of quasi-royal tours? You can't always hark back to Meghan's 43% Nigerian heritage. I mean, if she goes to Azerbaijan, is she going to feel at home there too? So the question is, how are they going to facilitate these sort of semi-royal tours, or is it just going to be the one-off kind of press bonanza that they seem to be going down? Maybe they'll be trying to push any kind of new media content that they come out with. But again, the markets that seem to warm up to them, particularly Sub-Saharan Africa and potentially East Asia, they probably wouldn't be that keen or really care if they do any sort of media stuff, because all the kind of media gold is gone. They've said everything they wanted to say about the royal family. Anything to do with their farming and their chicken coops on Montecito probably won't drum up as much hype or interest as they think.
But that begs a broader question, doesn't it, about how are these decisions made by the Sussexes? Who's driving these various
Meghan!
in the way that they do it?
That's that stupid stuff.
Harry's a bit of a passenger here. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Well, one thing thing we do know is that the decisions are clearly made in-house. There's a certain lack of finesse.
Meghan.
It's just being made by people that don't have the benefit of the royal firm and all the kind of expertise that goes with it. You can definitely see a heavy hand by Meghan in a lot of the decisions that they make. I mean, when she was part of the royal family as an active
Heavy
member of the
hand.
royal family, one of the things that was clear that she did get in terms of what she wanted was the tour of South Africa. It's something that she pushed for. And you can see that in a lot of kind of the way that their engagements are done. She's really kind of at the forefront. You see Harry sort of melting into the background. When she was in Nigeria and she was, co-hosting that Women in Leadership conference and talking about her Nigerian heritage. It was very much Meghan center stage.
Harry's a puppet. He's her puppet. He's in the background trying to be relevant. The only reason why they get invited to these places is because of Harry. But then Meghan wants to make all the events about her. She changes every 5 minutes. She's not listening to any of the feedback from any of her Invictus. She's tone deaf to those that try to help. And that's why this commentary is asking who's making all the decisions. Let me go check on her. Yeah, she's making all the decisions. Every one of them. And he's just falling on like a puppet. I've never seen it before in my life. I didn't know that he could be this controlled, be under someone's spell like this. Like a woman can have this much control. Ooh, okay. Sorry, I'm sucking on a piece of candy, so forgive me. This is all Meghan's doing. You would think WME would have some kind of suggestion and tell her, listen, don't be doing this and don't be doing that. Don't be pushing your husband around. Don't be moving him and replacing him. How do they not see this? It's really degrading. It's really degrading.
You can understand why. She's an actress. She's had a lot of time being around sort of celebrities and kind of polishing her media persona. Harry's just kind of in the run-of-the-mill, very average English guy. That's been trotted along because he's the son of the now king. So that's the perception that many people are having of the couple. Now the question is how much of that is also kind of in the natural dynamic of their marriage. So does Meghan lead as much on the public end as she does in the private end? People are
of course
are questioning that. She is obviously a headstrong woman. She seems very confident. She knows what she wants, but you can't have two leaders or two pilots flying a plane. You have to have one pilot and co-pilot. So people are questioning the dynamic of Meghan and Harry's relationship.
This is a no-brainer.
Obviously, they have tried to curate
We're gonna move on
for themselves after they've left the royal family. So it's going to be interesting to see how that would affect their own personal life as well and their marriage. They just celebrated their 6th wedding anniversary. It's like just yesterday they got married on that really beautiful summer day here in England. So, questions are being asked about the dynamic of their relationship and who really wears the trousers.
Absolutely. Now, we love Tatler here on this show, no lie, but it's like...
Okay, we're going to move on, okay, guys? Okay, hold on. Okay, here we go. Video number 2.
Rumours are to be believed that the penny is finally dropping for Harry, and that apparently he's been reaching out to his father, the King, and William for some sort of reconciliation.
Okay, so the video we were just watching, Harry was on there lying to his father, talking about he's scared of security. He needs security. He lied and said that his father didn't have time to see him during the royal tour, which wasn't true. Come to find out, he did have time. He was just with Meghan. I'm going to say that again. He was just with Meghan. That's why he couldn't see his father. What's the point of flying, getting up, finding out your father has cancer, and getting up and flying over there to see him that one time that you spent 15 minutes with your father, and then you get the opportunity to see your father again, but you turn it down because of your Jezebel? It's her fault. She told him to come back to this this royal room where we are so we can fly to Nigeria the next day. And I don't want you staying over there. I want you with me. I don't want to be by myself, Harry. And what did he do? And what should we tell the press? We'll tell the press that your father just didn't have time. They'll never be able to explain it away. Just lying for no reason. That's what she does. She lies for no reason whatsoever. Now, do I believe Harry is homesick? Yes, I do. Can he do anything about it? No, he cannot. As long as he is under the spell of this Jezebel, he will never be able to see the day and light of his brother and his family. He will always be in the dark. He will always be wishing and hoping and praying that he had this relationship again. It's gone. She's going to make sure that the relationship is going to be non-repairable. Just by her actions. You got to ask yourselves, ladies. What real woman would encourage their husband not to spend time with their family? I get that she wants to hide the kids and don't want nobody to see her. She don't want her family to know where she live anymore. They don't know her phone number. They don't know anything about Meghan. Erase her from your memory. That's what she's trying to tell Samantha, her father, her brother, her mother's side of the family. Pretend like y'all don't even know me. Had the opportunity to allow her family to at least be recognized as being a part of Meghan's history. But since she's trying to erase hers and make up a new one in Nigeria, since she went home, that's what she said. I'm going home to my roots. This is my home. No, this is not your home. That is not your home. That's your fake one, your pretend one. What, you gonna make up a new one? You had 4 homes that you destroyed. I believe, even though the Doria side of the family just said they just happy for her and want her to live the best life she can. And we would love to see her at the family reunion. Good luck. They told Meghan, we would love to see you at the family reunion. I told you we just got through doing a family reunion. It's when all your family get together for a long period of time and hang out and go swimming and go eat and have fun and laugh. And this is everyone, every family member from all over. So they asked her, well, we'll see you at the family reunion. No, you won't. That was 5 years ago. 5 years ago when they said that to Meghan. She hasn't reached out. She hasn't, I heard that either her uncle or her aunt passed away, one of them. She ain't said nothing. But she going over there to Nigeria to her new family. What, so you can be a queen? That's that stupid stuff. This girl is messy. She went over there like she was Princess Diana. Do you hear me? I'm going to say it again. Meghan went over there pretending like she was a Princess Diana. Let that soak in. Let that marinate. I'm going to say it one more time. Meghan went over there acting like she was Princess Diana. Insulting. It's insulting because she's far from it. She's so far removed from reality that she just doesn't get it. And these names that people keep making up for her are real. And the Sussex squad, I don't know how they hanging on. I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't understand that group. I don't. How do you fix your lips to be like, oh, this is so wonderful. You know what? It tells me something about those people and how they feel about their families. Uh-oh. I told my daughter and my husband, she busted in here. I said, thank you for coming in here so I can move on. I got stuck. Because we got one more video to go through. Sorry, I'm finishing up my piece of candy. We're going to rewind it.
Well, it seems, if rumours are to be believed, that the penny is finally dropping for Harry, and that apparently he's been reaching out to his father, the King, and William for some sort of reconciliation.
For what? He reaching out to them for what? I don't trust it. Whether he's reaching out or not, I don't trust it. First, you're going to tell everybody that your father didn't want to see you. And he was busy. Now, all of a sudden, you miss them and want to have a relationship. You can't do all of that. You can't do trickery stuff, Harry, and then expect your family to trust you into letting you and Meghan back in, because they have let you guys back in several times. And each time they have opened the door for you and Meghan, you guys have stomped on them. Oprah Show, docuseries, Spare, therapy session. Why, your wife not showing up to the coronation? Your wife disrespecting your country? Your wife disrespecting you? He is living, I'm sure, a very fast life and trying to wonder where all the time went. He's probably a lonely soul, missing his family. And he's got to be missing his family because they were so close. They were so close. And this woman is so divisive and so divisioned. So got them so separated to the point where the relationship is probably not even repairable. She has control. She tells Harry when to go home and when not to go home and what to do and when to do it. All this, Harry wants the kids not to be in the limelight and all this other stuff. Harry doesn't have an opinion. If Harry had an opinion, I don't think we would be here.
Reports suggest he is missing them. Of course he is. He's a normal human being. We knew he would. Which is odd because his wife makes...
She doesn't care that he misses his family. Suck it up and get over with it. I'm your family now. Me and my mom is your new family. Oh my God. Who would allow themselves to be taken by such this Jezebel of a woman to where you cut off your whole life for her? Harry cut off his life. He cut off his relationships, his family relationships. He treated the queen with disrespect. I mean, Harry did it all for her. All for her. She quickly reversed the roles on him. Quickly. Before you knew it, she was telling Harry what to do, and he was like, yes, ma'am. A lot of men don't respect Harry anymore because of this situation. They see him as a weakling. I do. It's it's really bad that your wife slings you around like a yo-yo. I mean, it's just disgusting. It's really, really bad. I mean, think about it. Harry doesn't have a voice. He can't go home and see his family. His father got cancer. He only been over there one time and then he made that stupid statement. Meghan is borderline evil. Because evil people do things to hurt people. How do you not, unless she just doesn't feel empathy. Because that's what I believe Samantha had said. There's no empathy there. You know, when you're a kid, you learn empathy. She's not learned. She never learned that, or she skipped over that, because if she doesn't care, you don't care. The only person you care about is you. The only person in the room that you care about is yourself. Period. At the end of that sentence.
So no such contrition to her own family. That can't bode well.
And her own family. We just talked about how they haven't seen or heard from her in years. Is she going home to your roots? She said, the best thing you can do is go back home where it all began, to your roots. Go home? When are you going to go home, Meghan? While you telling them Nigerian women, and they think they're looking at you like you crazy, you something else, you. What is going on in her brain? Every time she gets to talking, she talks about herself and how wonderful she is and how brave she is and how accomplished she is and who she knows and why she's so successful. She likes to drop names. Oh, yeah, I'm hanging out with, I'm going to make up a name because I forgot her name. Star. Yeah, me and Star go way back. So, don't nobody care. Don't nobody care. She is not talked about over here in the United States at all. I get my news from YouTube. When I go into the grocery store, she's not in my magazine. She's not even in the tabloids anymore because don't nobody care. Meghan's not making the news. Like, I was on the Royal Mess and they were like, yeah, I woke up and she was in the news about the Royal fake tour. No, that's not news for us. We don't care. The only thing we cared about is that Meghan married a prince and how they were going to live out their lives in a glorious way. But that is not what's going on. And so the intrigue, you're intrigued by the mess of it all. You can't help but to look at it. It's right there in your face and keep telling you over and over and over again, it's a mess. I'm a mess.
If you're escaping violent and abusive parents that are at a reunion and maybe off the table, but that's not the case as far as we can see here. By all counts, both sets of the Sussexes' in-laws have done their best, but they're fallible, they're normal, like the rest of us. Just trying to do the best we can in a difficult world. It's not easy, and I suspect Harry is coming to realise this now. He's a parent himself. The Nigeria tour was a disaster. It may have looked good in the photos, but the word coming out from many Nigerians there and here in the UK is that many don't even believe Meghan's 43% claims. They basically, the pair of them, the Sussexes, got nothing to do. Yes, that's probably because they've got enough money.
They said that they have nothing to do and they got enough money. No, they don't. They don't have enough money. If they're not in the billions, they don't have enough money. If Meghan isn't J-Lo making that money, J-Lo is still making films. She is in Atlas, a new movie, still making money to keep her up her lifestyle. What is Meghan doing? Making jamming, going on fake royal tours. That is not going to pay the bills. What's she going to do? Hawk the jewelry that they give her? This has been the end. This is the bottom. This is the end. It is. Continue, Nana.
If they stop now, they actually wouldn't need to work again. So what on earth
How?
is their relevance? I mean,
If they stop now, they wouldn't be able. If they stop now, they wouldn't have to worry. They would never have to work again. That's that BS. She not watching the same show we watching. Meghan ain't making enough. The deal is over. Netflix is doodaloo, and Spotify is gone, and all she has is her jam and her charity, her Invictus charity. So how is she making money? How is she talented? And what is going on? When she was at that premiere and they asked her, what do you have going on next, Meghan? She says, I have something that I'm coming out to make you guys feel. And all I could think about was, why are you coming out with anything when you're supposed to be privately making money on, privately doing this anyway? But you're in the spotlight on a red carpet talking about, it's gonna make you guys feel. We ain't felt nothing but just shaking our heads. That's all we have been feeling. That's it. Is there anything else? Shocked. I've gone into shock a few times. And I've snapped. When she gave them kids them titles, I said, what the world is happening to us today? Because I couldn't believe that. Not the racist, not that, not. I know you don't want them titles. And besides, you the one said you didn't want to be a royal anymore. The Queen said, think about it for a year, idiot. She did. She said, think about it for a year, an idiot. And then if you feel like you want to come back into the royal fold, come on back. And you can keep your queenness, your princesses, and your HRHs and all that you want to keep. You turned it down. Then when you turned it down, you tried to blackmail the family into giving it to you. Like what she's doing right now. Monetizing it. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Let me tell you something. It's disgusting. It is more disgusting for her to be using a name that she hasn't even been over there to see them but for 15 minutes in that country. But now she's the Duchess of Sussex. The name don't mean nothing over here. The fact that she married a prince does. That's what keeps her interesting. But poor Harry. Let's move on.
What do you do when you don't need money? They're lost. He's hoping that it's finally dawning on them that they're selling their family down the river, and this is not a good look. Plus, of course, they had their 6-year anniversary, the Sussexes, on the weekend. Amazing. They've been going for 6 years. We've been dealing with this couple, and they're literal.
We have been dealing with this couple for, she said, literally for 6 years. They ain't going nowhere, Nana. She coming out more stronger than ever. Right when Catherine told her that she had cancer, here she come with her jamathon and her website. Look at me. It all reeks of look at me. Look what I'm doing. Look what... No, people aren't interested. I'm not interested anymore on what she's going to do next. I'm not. I used to be, because I was always wondered how she was going to continue to make money and how she was going to continue to be a star in the United States. I'm still wondering how that is going to happen because all her deals are gone. No one wants a loser. No one wants a hypocrite. No one wants a grifter. No one wants a narcissist. No one wants someone they can't teach or even explain anything to where they understand it. But her biggest downfall was cutting off all sources of her family members, including her own father. Let me go on.
Family for all this time. But in other world news, Rishi Sunak is apparently now richer than the king, and we're getting a trickle of information on the health of the much-loved Catherine.
Oh, Catherine.
Of Wales. You're watching TV in America? I'm Nana, a queer.
Harry's baby, Archie, was almost teething before we...
He said the baby Archie was almost 2 years old before they got to see him.
She's gone into labour at 2 o'clock when the baby had been born many hours earlier. We
Oh, wait.
were led to believe it was going to be a home birth, and it was at a hospital. Harry's baby, Archie.
Listen to the confusion around the baby.
We found out it was born, you know. I mean, it was Harry's baby, Archie, was almost teething before we found out it was born, you know. I mean, it was. We were led to believe that she was gone into labour at 2 o'clock when the baby had been born many hours earlier.
Which begs to differ, which makes me believe that there is something sneaky and something really shady that went around the birth. Because if you don't know when you had your baby, or you keep changing the time, or you keep changing things, that means there's some stuff going on behind the scene. And it sounds smelling like a surrogate to me. Because why is everything so secretive around the pregnancy? Just like Samantha said, there's no baby bump. There's no picture of the belly. With none of them. And like her sister said, it's okay if you had a surrogate. There's nothing wrong with it. No one's saying that it isn't. But you lied about it. That's the problem. Listen to the confusion around the birth.
We were led to believe it was going to be a home birth, and it was at a hospital. There was that. The whole thing was just stage managed to suit them. And in fact, I never stayed in Windsor. There was a royal tour to Germany with the King and Queen, and I went with them, and couldn't get away from Windsor quick enough. And I remember showing Camilla in I think Munich the first pictures of Archie that was taken by the Press Association. I remember showing her on my phone, and she said, and that was the first time she saw him. You know, so it was difficult times.
Difficult.
Say, though, you know, that
it was difficult times. They were having a difficult time with Meghan during the birth. She was lying, talking about when she was in labor, wasn't in labor. The baby had already been born, and then, you know, just confusion. When is there not confusion where Meghan is at? When is there not confusion where Meghan is concerned? Okay, that's not the one I wanted to do. Here it is right here.
If you thought the election was feisty and personal, Meghan Markle has been slammed by the First Lady of Nigeria for flaunting her nakedness everywhere during her recent visit to the African country. The
What?
Spent 3 days in Nigeria earlier this month, where she was accompanied.
The royal tour. The fake, the fake royal tour, okay? The fake royal tour. The Queen has come out and said something about Meghan's attire. You've got to be embarrassed. You've got to be embarrassed. She didn't even see if she had kept her little twisted tail over there in the UK and did what them people told her to do. Yes. She would have knew how to dress. I asked one of the people on the panel, I say, Harry didn't coach her on what to wear, on what not to wear, the etiquette of being in Nigeria in front of kings and queens? No, because she thought she's the queen. I can wear what I want to wear. It's disrespectful. It's a sign of disrespect in other cultures when you're showing your body. Rewind it.
If you thought the election was feisty and personal, Meghan Markle has been slammed by the First Lady of Nigeria for flaunting her nakedness everywhere during her recent visit.
Just tone deaf. Just oblivious to what is really going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like someone said, she's supposed to be a history major, I think, allegedly. And you don't know, every woman in there is covered up, except for Meghan. You gotta go. I'm gonna post this video. You gotta go watch it, guys. She walking around in that red dress with the little bubbly at the bottom. I thought that was cute. Honestly, I like the red dress. But she's naked and offensive.
The African country, the Duchess of Sussex, spent 3 days in Nigeria earlier this month, where she was accompanied by her husband, Prince Harry. Meghan made a number of outfit changes during the trip, and it seems her fashion was taken as a profound insult by the First Lady. Take a listen.
Don't accept nakedness in our culture. That is not beauty.
Insult by the First Lady. Take a listen.
Don't accept nakedness in our culture. That is not beauty.
We do not accept nakedness in our culture. That is not what we do. This is the queen, the lady of Nigeria, the first lady of Nigeria.
Beautiful.
Come.
Accept nakedness in our culture.
Lady, take a listen.
Don't accept nakedness in our culture. That is not beautiful. It's not beautiful at all. But why did Meghan come?
Woo! She said that nakedness in our country, in our culture, we don't accept that at all. I mean, she went in. Oh my God. This is my first time watching it. So we're watching it together. She said this, let me rewind it. The nakedness.
That is not beautiful.
That ain't beautiful. Ain't nothing sexy about that. Ain't nothing cute about that. You came over here with your butt out and embarrassed yourself to the point the First Lady of Nigeria is calling you out on the world stage. What are you going to say about that, Meghan? I'm sure she's going to come back with some BS. She has to. Meghan, she's going to try to come and defend herself or blame it on someone. She's going to blame it on the coordinators. No, they probably told you what to wear, and you said, I'm wearing what I want to wear. I'm not wearing that. I want to... See, when the royals was trying to tell her to dress appropriate, this is what they meant. They didn't tell her she couldn't wear certain colors. No, she was lying. They were probably trying to give her some etiquette. And look how she went on this stage. That's how you know she's not a princess anymore, and that she's done this fake royal tour because she disrespected herself in front of all these people. She thought she was the princess. I heard she was sitting next to a billionaire and then another lady that is over this big thing. I'm sorry.
Beautiful at all.
It wasn't beautiful.
Why did Meghan come here looking for Africa? That is something we have to take home with. We know who we are, and don't lose.
Why did Meghan come over here looking for Africa? It sounded like she wanted to say something else, but she didn't. She was trying to say, why did Meghan come over here looking like that in Africa? Maybe that's what she said. That's what she said, okay? Why did Meghan come over here looking like that in Africa? That's what she said. We'll never know, will we? Watch our channel.
That is something we have to take at all. But why did Meghan come here looking for Africa? That is something we have to take home with. We know who we are, and don't lose who you are.
Well, for reaction to this growing diplomatic row, I'm delighted to welcome revered royal author and Prince Harry biographer Angela Levin. Angela, lovely to see you again. I've never thought of Meghan Markle as someone who flaunts her body. Are these remarks a little harsh?
No, I think you're absolutely right. I was furious when I saw her. I mean, she went to go to a school that was a very religious school, Muslim school. All the girls had their heads covered.
Be right back. Okay, Angela.
And the women, the teachers, had to, they were supposed to cover your shoulders. They had that and some sort of hat. And she went with a backless dress, which went down her side, right? I mean, you don't do that.
But by Western standards, that's not provocative. That's not exactly Madonna, is it?
Well, I think it is very provocative, because if she'd been going going and representing the royal family, they wouldn't go anything, she wouldn't wear anything like that. But she should know, it's common sense that you don't try and make people angry or embarrass them or flash your body in those sort of circumstances. I thought it was absolutely appalling. You should see me, I was livid with it. And also, again, you know, wearing string tops to it. I thought
Naked.
the choice of clothing was absolutely terrible.
Here she's dressed quite similarly. When you see those pictures just there, quite similarly to some of the people welcoming her. So it's take a look at that. I mean, she's wearing the same outfit.
Right.
That young lady who appears to be.
Yes, but that young lady isn't going as a sort of royal. That young lady could be anybody. We weren't introduced to her. We don't know. They're there trying to mock the royal family, and so they've got to show something which is dignified, and I don't think that's dignified. I think it's absolutely appalling and completely unnecessary.
And why do you think that Meghan Markle made those wardrobe choices? What might have motivated that choice of outfit?
Well, I think she didn't have aides to help her. I mean, the royals who go out, they have a lot of discussion. They have weeks of studying it and what's appropriate and what isn't. But one of the things I think is that her behaviour, looking like that, so inappropriate, will sort of slide.
She didn't
down
care.
affect the royal.
I'll answer the question for Angela Living. She didn't care. That's why she wore those clothes. She didn't care. She knew. Okay, I'm going to go over here naked. She knew exactly what she was doing and why she was doing it. Everything she does is for a purpose. And maybe she was merching the clothes. Maybe those people are going to pay her a whole bunch of money for her wearing a red dress. It was a pretty dress. But she's so disrespectful. She took the clothes and balled them up like she didn't want them. Like, not really excited to have the clothes. Just, poor Harry.
Family, because they had so much that was royal. You know, they were going from one thing to another. And I think that it wasn't just a visit. It was.
She told her she came over here naked. That's not what we do. That's not our culture, and it's not beautiful.
Harry and Meghan trying to take over from the advantage that King Charles and...
How are they going to take over with his wife walking around naked? People ain't taking these too seriously. You can't. If you do, you going to mess yourself up. You mess yourself up when you take these too seriously, is if they have anything to offer anyone other but themselves. These two are, it just is what it is. It's what you see. Themselves. They look in the mirror and everything is about them. Nothing else. Meghan walked in there thinking that she was the most important person in Nigeria. She looked down upon them women. I know she did. And she does everything for publicity. This was supposed to be her moment to shine. I don't know who she was shining for or what, because the United States didn't get a smell of this royal tour. I asked my sister, Juanita. I said, Juanita, did you hear about the royal tour? What royal tour? It's all about P. Diddy. He's going down. What a scum bucket to be hitting on that woman like that. That was just, what an idiot. Like, what else did you do that we don't know that you did to these women? You know, they trying to bring up the case between Biggie Smalls and Tupac Shakur. They're trying to figure that out. But Diddy's in some trouble kicking that girl like that. The public has spoken, and everybody thinks that is the most... People are outraged. They want him to do jail time for that. They're not over here talking about Meghan. It's funny because she's not important in a sense that no one's listening. No one's interested and no one's listening. And she's trying to be interesting by going on this royal tour, fake royal tour, this imitation of life royal tour. It's crazy.
Prince William can't go away. And so therefore they
I'm almost done.
They can take it away from the royal family, show they're modern, they're fun and everything else. And also she arrived an hour late for a meeting which she was supposed to
Of course she was going to be an hour late. She had to get dressed and change again and again and again and again.
Run.
And she doesn't care. She's going to make you wait because it's all about Meghan. She's not apologizing because you're waiting on her. It's about me. Inconsiderate.
No, it was also
all she had to do was wear the same outfit that she had on earlier to that second event so she wouldn't be late. 1, 2, 3.
Very intellectual woman, and she was furious with her. She didn't like the way she came with just band here and there, and she didn't like the fact that she actually didn't talk about what was going on in the country. She wasn't caring about that. She was talking about herself. And her children.
Ooh, say it, Angela Living.
She wasn't caring about that. She was talking about herself and her.
She was talking about herself. Come on. Guys, I got 500 and something videos. That's how many videos I have. And most of my videos centered around who Meghan is. And I know my rookie subscribers. No, we know who she is now. It is not a secret because we have grown together to understand who she is. Meaning we can have a full-blown conversation with each other and go on for hours. Because we've seen the damage. We've seen the destruction. We've seen the fall. We've seen it and we're watching it in real time. And it's you want to help her. You want to some people do. You want to just say, look, stop. Just stop. Be still. Be stop and listen. Just listen. Because you can't go on a fake royal tour and then get this kind of feedback from Nigeria. The first lady. The first lady. I'm going to say that again. The first lady came out and told her that it wasn't pretty, it wasn't nothing cute about what you were walking around naked, and it was disrespectful. So go back, try again, and next time maybe get it right. She's gonna miss the mark every time because she's not getting dressed for the Nigerian people. She got dressed for herself. She does things because of herself. She talked about herself. She acted like they wanted to hear what she had to say about herself. She patted her own self on the back at the same time trying to pat them on the back. We are brilliant. We're a brilliant, wonderful, triumphant woman of just excellence. And you guys are all portray that. That's that stupid stuff. I'm home. No, if you were home, you wouldn't have knew what to wear. If you were at home in your Nigerian, 43% Nigerian, then you wouldn't knew what to wear. But like Angela Levin said, all you do is talk about yourself. Everything is about you. And something Samantha said the other day that was so, ooh. She said, some narcissists understand how to play the game. She said, but Meghan isn't smart. She's not playing the game because she's not understanding how it makes other people feel or what she does. Like she doesn't understand the consequences behind her behavior and she doesn't care. And so it's like a psychopathic kind of a person that don't have empathy. and it's narcissistic, but don't know when to turn it on and turn it off. So it's always on. I know I'm not saying this right. She said some narcissists know how to survive in the world and can play the part. Meghan doesn't know how to play the part of sympathetic. I've realized that. It is so true. She went to Nigeria and disrespected the first lady. I'm going to say it again. She went to Nigeria and disrespected the first lady. That says a lot. That says that you ran out of Elizabeth Queen school way too soon. I want to step down. No, you needed more educating. I'm stepping down. We can serve the queen over here. You can't serve her like with being naked. No, you can't serve the queen being naked and disrespecting the queen in the Commonwealth. And someone said I was pronouncing that wrong. Let me say it the way I want to say it. But no, you can't be half in and half out. But this is what's going on with her. I'm almost done.
It's like being a mom. And she said
Yeah.
she wasn't interested.
I'm a mom. She loves talking about how she's a mom and how she's going to bring the kids next time. We didn't heard you say that 5 or 6 times that you're going to bring the kids on the next Evictus trip, which you haven't done that. And then now you're saying you're going to bring the kids back to Nigeria for their roots. They should come home because they're a part of that too. Why you didn't bring them in the first place? You got 1,000 nannies. They can watch them 24 hours a day. And then you can have them right there. So they can see where they came from, since they 43% Nigerian too. Or somewhere in there. But what I don't understand is how her mama didn't know. Oh, okay. Because her mama know Meghan is lying. And probably trying to tell Meghan, listen, stop with the lies. Because every time you come out with one, we got to figure out how to keep that one under wraps. Like the baby situation. There's too many secrets surrounding what happened during the birth.
She wasn't caring about that. She was talking about herself and her children and what it's like being a mom. And she said they wasn't interested.
Just blank. There's nothing there. There's nothing for her to give. There's nothing for her to give but her kids and talk about herself. She doesn't know how to talk to a room full of wonderful women and encourage them and tell them how beautiful they are and how lucky they are. And, just encourage them in different ways. But no, she went in there talking about herself and her kids that no one can see but her and Harry and the mama. Come on. She's separated from her entire family and also the British family. And the entire country don't even like you. You were voted one of the most hated women. And I didn't even vote. Something's wrong. Everybody want to know who she's talking to, who's giving her advice. This woman is doing it all by herself, and Harry is sitting back watching, condoning it. God, did he not know the power that he has over her? He doesn't. I think she's threatened him. I think she has made his life miserable. I believe she's blackmailing Harry, telling him, if you don't do this, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take your kids and you ain't going to never see them again. It's going to be the biggest divorce you've ever seen. And you don't want that, do you, Harry? Okay, come on, Angela.
In that. They came, perhaps you could have ideas, you could discuss commercialization here and all those things. And she's just very unpopular.
I mean, to be fair to the couple, they did receive a hearing.
She's very unpopular.
Welcome. They did feel a bit like a royal visit because of the pageantry and the red carpet rolled out, lots of fans, lots of bouquets of flowers. Many would argue that Meghan looked very elegant and very smart. However, it definitely rubbed the First Lady up the wrong way, didn't it? What did she mean when she said that Meghan and Harry, or Meghan, was looking for Africa? What do you think she meant by that?
Yeah.
She was looking to be very important there because she said, this is my home, this is my country. She'd go there.
Angela says that the Queen, the First Lady, meant that she was looking for a place to be queen. Because she's not a queen in the United States. No one's going to be rolling the red carpet out for her and Harry when they get back home to Montecito. It's not like, oh, the prince and princess is coming to town. No, they just roll up to their house and go on in and don't nobody care. Nobody's standing outside waiting on Archie, them to see Archie, and ain't nobody doing that. Ain't nobody in her backyard messing with her. Ain't no paparazzi taking pictures. I ain't seen any. No accidental. Unpopular. Not popular at all. Unpopular. The opposite of popular. But that's what she craves. That's what she wants. But she's on the other side of the spectrum. She's on that dark side. That side that nobody likes. Like, ooh, the First Lady called you out. She called her out. She told her about herself. Boom. She said, you came over here looking for Africa, but you didn't come over here right. You didn't come over here decent and orderly. You came over here looking real trashy and disrespectful. In other words, you disrespected us. You disrespect the Queen. You disrespect the King. You disrespect everyone. She disrespects like it ain't nothing. They fed me to the wolves. Who's feeding you to the wolves now? You can't blame it on them because they ain't saying nothing. I'm almost out.
There, and she's going to be queen. When she wants to be queen,
there it is. She wants to be queen of Nigeria. And the First Lady said, no, you ain't coming over here. You're going to just set up roots. I'm going to say it again. You ain't coming over here setting up roots so you can tear us down and spit us out after you get through using us. No, the First Lady was trying to let us know that Meghan is trying to use us for publicity, for whatever, for her own personal gain. Like they didn't know. Like those women knew that Meghan's a fakery. And she is only about self, because if she had a thought even a little bit about them, she would have covered herself up. But she said, the hell with it. I'm going to wear what I want to wear. And I'm going to keep changing too. And if I'm late getting to where I need to be, so be it. That's how she talking to these people. And then they're just taking it, because what else are you going to do? Call her out on it? Yep, just like the First Lady did. You're not going to come over here trying to be a queen. You had your opportunity to become a princess. But you gave that all away because you wanted Hollywood. Now Hollywood, like Michelle, the royalty, said that, hey, that don't exist anymore. They don't want nothing to do with you. Hollywood don't. Maybe 2 or 3 people, and look, their reputation is on thin ice. Serena, you're being her friend. We question you. I do. I question her. So you okay with her treating her family this way? You okay with her trashing all 4 families, telling us that her father was dead to her and so was Harry's? And you support her in saying that they were racist. Oh, okay. But the First Lady has spoken.
Appropriating the
Yes,
culture.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Does she have a right to do that, considering she has a lineage there?
The Prime Minister, the President, refused to see them. So you get the idea of what they're worried about.
Andrew, I wish we had longer.
The President refused to see them. In other words, she was only there to see a few people. Okay? And then the First Lady is like, no, I'm not meeting her. And then when she does bring herself over here, she come over here naked.
Well, we could do an hour. We could do the whole show on this, couldn't we? But can I just very briefly,
Yes.
10 seconds, ask you? We reported yesterday on a story circulating that Princess Catherine may not be seen in public until at least 2025. What is your understanding of the situation?
My understanding is to shut it all up with us trying again and again to find out
Is it
the
bunker?
date. I think it is bunker. Well, we don't know. I bet you she doesn't know. I bet the doctor doesn't know yet because it's a long...
There they go, messing with Catherine again. I wonder if Mesa, I think that's his name. Mesa. Someone said I was pronouncing it incorrectly. Anyway, her photographer, went around talking about he was inducted in some type of Hall of Fame. I know it ain't the Hall of Fame, but I'm not keeping up with him because I don't care. But according to Paula Station, you can go over there and check her out, my girl. I was saying, sorry, I started thinking about something else and my mind went blank.
A long attention to making her well.
Catherine, oh, yes, oh God, wishing and praying her well wishes, and I feel like everything is going to be just fine with her. They caught it in time and everything, and to start working on it,
A lot of time.
And when she does come out, oh my God, isn't it going to be a celebration?
It does hurt you, and you can't sort of get better very, very quickly. And, they're doing like they did before she mentioned that she'd had cancer,
Okay.
and they should leave her alone and just be quiet and wait. And again, you'll get about 2 or 3 days notice, and then she'll do it.
Well, there you go.
We don't know when.
Wise words, couldn't agree with you more. Angela, come back and see us again soon. Thanks to revered royal author and Harry biographer Angela.
I like her. And she's right, Catherine will be back really soon. We pray for you. We send you well wishes, Catherine, and we hope that you get well very, very soon. Kisses to all of you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I know the video was long, but hey, I've been gone for about 7 or 8 days. So enjoy the video. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Kisses. It's the Mimi Show.